my name is Suiheng. I'm a student from HuaQiao University in China. The paper I will be presenting today is titled Research on the Impact of the Adjustment of Fertility Policy on China's National Economy and Society. As a nation with one of the largest populations in the world, China's population has always been a major problem in the development of China. In the 1950s, the decline in China's population mortality rates led to rapid population growth, which had a serious impact on resource consumption and environmental damage. So China began implementing the family planning policy in the 1970s and was established as a basic national policy in 1982. However, it has also caused a number of problems. For example, the aging of the population, the imbalance of gender, etc., which hinders the development of Chinese economy and society. Therefore, in 2015, China began implementing the universal two-child policy. Then 6 years later, the government continued to encourage childbirth and issued a three-child policy. Through existing research and analysis, I believe that it is beneficial for the government to complete policies to encourage childbirth at this stage. Let's start with the economic aspects. First and foremost, I must admit that the population burden in China is still increasing. The family planning policy has led to a continuous deepening of the aging population in China. Since the introduction of the two-child and three-child policies, this phenomenon has been somewhat alleviated. However, since 2018, China's birth rate has been continuously declining, and even in 2022, it has dropped to 6.77 parts per thousand. Speaking of which, you may say that, oh, this policy seems to have little effect. But in the long run, the adjustment of fertility policies is expected to alleviate the problem of the aging population in China, increase the proportion of young people, and promote a balanced development of population structure in the future, which is conducive to promoting economic development. For instance, it can stimulate the demand for household consumption and promote the development of related industries, such as the maternal and child care, healthcare, education, and so on. Additionally, after young people entering the labor market, they will inject energy into the continuous supply of pension pooling accounts, which can stimulate the growth of pension accounts profits, help alleviate the pension payment crisis caused by population aging, reduce pension deficits, and drive economic development. Next, let's focus on the social aspect. Firstly, the gender ratio of China's population has improved. Under the past family planning policy, many families with traditional patriarchal beliefs resorted to various means to only give birth to the boys. Therefore, the gender ratio during this period was imbalanced. But after the implement of positive fertility policy, the male and female populations in China respectively accounted for 51.1% and 48.9% of the total population at the end of 2022. In addition, this policy can also increase the burden of family on children rearing, including expenses in education, medical care, and other aspects. So actually, it is really a challenge for most modest families to bring up more children. And I have to say that nowadays in China, since the development of economy, and society. The speed of urbanization has accelerated, and the price level has increased. People will prioritize their personal growth and career achievements and are more willing to spend their time realizing personal value compared to having children. Therefore, we can see that it is difficult for governments to find a perfect policy that perfectly matches current and future population trends and needs. I also want to underscore that, in addition to the impacts of China's population dynamics, policies implemented by Japan in response to the sub-replacement fertility problem has an impact on the adjustment of China's fertility policy. So far, Japan has formulated 4 outlines of social countermeasures for fewer children and launches a series of policy measures aimed at improving fertility, such as strengthening the maternal and child healthcare system, improve the employment environment, and reduce economic burden, which have a guiding effect on the practice of China's 2-child and 3-child policy. Through this research, I believe that China's population growth rate will decrease in the future. Although China has made policy adjustments to the population issue, I suppose it still needs to be continuously improved. First, the government should formulate a comprehensive and multidisciplinary policy to safeguard the rights and interests of various parties. It is also necessary to provide support in employment, marriage, childbirth, education, elderly care, and other aspects. For example, providing maternity subsidies to families through methods such as maternity insurance, tax policies, and home purchase discounts. Second, since there are significant differences in population issues among cities and towns of different sizes, it is essential to implement differentiated policies based on the regions. Last but not least, increasing economic and social support is of great importance. The government should increase investments in childbirth funds, provide more preferential subsidies to families with more children. What's more, it should also actively mobilize social forces and provide more economic support to social organizations and relevant institutions, encouraging them to assist the government in providing better parenting environments for families, jointly building a child-friendly society, and promoting substantial population development. Okay, that's all I've reported. Thank you for your listening and wish you have a nice day.